welcome to the Divine Nexus Comics YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the video.
This is the adventures of Grogu Part 7. The Razor Crest descended into a clearing surrounded by towering crystalline trees on the planet Christophsis. The ground was a shimmering mosaic of blue and purple minerals, and the air hummed with a faint, resonant vibration as the wind passed through the faceted formations. Inside the cockpit, Grogu pressed his nose against the cold glass, his eyes wide as he watched the sunlight refract through the translucent canopy, creating a dazzling display of dancing rainbows across the ship's interior. Din Djarin checked the charge on his Amben Phase pulse blaster, preparing to track a bounty hunter who had reportedly gone to ground in the dense crystal forest. "This isn't a playground, kid," Mando said, his voice deep and serious as he secured Grogu in his hover prom. He explained that the planet's surface was sharp and treacherous, and the local wildlife was often perfectly camouflaged. "Stay here, stay put, and don't touch anything sharp," he commanded before sealing the hatch. However, the instruction to stay put was quickly forgotten when Grogu spotted a creature that looked like a walking jewel just outside the ship's ramp. It was a crystal bacharachnid, a small, eight-legged creature with a carapace made of faceted amethyst that caught the light with every skittering movement, mesmerized by the walking gemstone. Grogu wiggled free from his prom's restraint harness and tumbled onto the reflective ground, his tiny feet making soft clinking sounds as he hurried after it. The forest was a beautiful but deadly maze of translucent spires and leaves that were as thin and sharp as vibro blades. Grogu navigated the terrain with surprising agility, his small stature allowing him to pass easily under low-hanging crystal branches that would have snagged the Mandalorian's heavy armor. He followed the arachnid deeper into the woods, noticing that the humming sound in the air grew louder and more melodic with every step he took away from the safety of the ship. He eventually tracked the creature to a small, secluded clearing where a cluster of singing geodes grew directly from the mineral-rich soil. These fist-sized rocks vibrated with a soft, harmonious hum, creating a natural lullaby that resonated through Grogu's very bones. Fascinated by the music of the earth, he reached out a tiny, curious hand to touch the smooth surface of one of the geodes, wanting to feel the source of the beautiful sound. Just as his fingers brushed the glowing stone, the ground beneath him shifted with a sudden, metallic grinding noise. He had inadvertently stepped into the maw of a vibrissant rap, a carnivorous plant disguised as the crystalline forest floor that snapped shut when it sensed the specific vibrations of prey. Grogu let out a surprised squeak as the translucent, jaw-like leaves closed over his head, trapping him in a pressurized cage of living crystal. Panic was not an option for a Mandalorian foundling who had faced far worse than a hungry plant. Grogu closed his eyes and focused his energy not on pushing the trap open, but on the singing geode he was still clutching tightly in his hand. With a surge of concentration, he used the force to drastically amplify the natural vibration of the stone, causing it to hum with an intense, high-pitched resonance that shook the air. The crystalline leaves of the trap, unable to withstand the intense sonic pressure, began to develop spiderweb cracks before shattering into 1,000 harmless shards. The sound of the explosion echoed through the forest, immediately alerting Din Djarin, who was already on his way back to the clearing. He arrived just as the last of the trap crumbled away, freeing Grogu from his shimmering prison and revealing the child sitting calmly amidst the debris. Mando sighed, holstering his blaster and shaking his head as he picked up the unharmed child, who was now holding a jagged piece of the broken crystal like a trophy. "I turned my back for 5 minutes and you're fighting the scenery," he muttered, tucking Grogu securely under his arm for the walk back. As they lifted off, Grogu sat in his prom, contentedly examining his new sparkling treasure as the Razor Crest climbed toward the silent, familiar stars. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay super.